Civil rights organizations group have continued to call for an end to human rights violation in Nigeria. The Avocats Sans Frontiers Friends made this known during the closing of the Strengthening National Actors' Capacity and Advocating for End Severe Human Rights Violation in Nigeria project held in Abuja recently. Vice President of ASF France, Ivan Panef, noted that the SAFE project existed with roundtable meetings consisting of 108 members of state security, CSOs, relevant MDAs to exchange best practices and experiences, as well as make recommendations to the human rights violations. Maliki Duro was there and now reports.
Vice President of Avocats Sans Frontiers France, Ivan Panef, says the initiative have supported the NBA to implement solutions against torture as it shares an interest in the judicial chain.
Advocacy with leaders of opinion, with head of state agencies are also a key point of our activity, because we put the problems on the table, we work in a very clear way, and we develop solutions, because it's very easy to find solutions when all the members around the table agree first with the reality of the problem and show their willingness to solve this problem.
In his opening remarks, European Union delegates to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Ruben Alba Aguilera, and Agence Française de Développement, Project Officer Public Sector Governance, Kumagagu Aisato, noted that EU remains committed to human rights activism in Nigeria and would continue to support the cause.
It should not come as a surprise then that peace and security is one of our top priorities as part of the partnership between Nigeria and the EU. The importance of guaranteeing security for all citizens was also emphasized by the Nigerian authorities in the last EU-Nigeria ministerial dialogue that took place back in November 2020. So all of these issues figure prominently in our joint agenda, and we are trying to find solutions to these common challenges, because your security here in Nigeria is also part of our security back in Europe.
Torture and violence in Nigeria as a way of interrogation is unfortunately a huge reality. It is widely known that the Nigerian police staff has been using violence against suspects and convicts very frequently. It is also widely known that arbitrary detention justified notably on the fight against Boko Haram has been widely used even on other people. So the importance of what Lawyers Without Borders is doing is key in this area.
Meanwhile, Carmelite Prisoners Interest Organization Program Director, Father Ambrose Ekeruku, noted that while the SAFE project has achieved its objective, there is still much to be done.
There is a lot that still could be achieved or needs to be done under this project. And of course, we know that everything that has a beginning would necessarily have an end. And in a project cycle management, a project will have a beginning and also have an end. But we hope that the funders, FD and the EU, would also find a way to, continue to support this kind of initiative.
In the same vein, Avocats Sans Frontiers France, head of office in Nigeria, appreciated all stakeholders for their immense contribution towards the project.
The judiciary seems to be giving us a signal that they are ready. I have been in a conversation where people, in an international meeting, people try to give the impression that in Nigeria, the judiciary would not give judgment against the government or against the police. But I've always corrected them to say that in ASF, we've been able to achieve this on the PROCAP project, and SAFE has reconfirmed my position that the judiciary is ready. Nobody provides human rights training to the DSS, but with their active participation on the SAFE project, that shows us that, perhaps the DSS is ripe also for human rights engagement.
Since its inception in 2019, SAFE Initiative projects have conducted trainings for security agencies, CSOs and journalists on how to use non-dicial mechanisms, reinforcement of support to lawyers and MBA pro bonos, petitions to international human rights bodies on symbolic cases of human rights violation.